There's a lot of stories that we put on the cutting room floor because of Harriet Tubman. We do that because she deserves all the flowers that we can give to her, number one. But number two, another flip flop of the administration. Who exactly pulled the trigger and fixed it, I don't know. But we have from Snopes, of all places, our source for today's article, number 3. National Park Service restores Harriet Tubman info to Underground Railroad webpage after backlash. They had a different headline, but that's what happened. The National Park Service, we'll call NPS going forward, has restored the content from Harriet Tubman to its original Underground Railroad webpage, originally as it was stated, 3 days ago, after a public backlash following its removal. What happened was they removed a quote from Harriet Tubman and her image, replaced it with content emphasizing black and white cooperation. Now, to be fair, they didn't take away all of Tubman. They took away Harriet Tubman picture by herself and put in pictures from the Underground Railroad stamps collections, which is fine, I guess, but also rewrote the actual article to make it sound more like the cooperation that took for whites and blacks all to run the Underground Railroad, as opposed to the fact that the railroad was based on getting slaves freed from the South to the North where they can hopefully live better lives. All because President Donald Trump is trying to eliminate diversity, equity, and inclusion when the Underground Railroad, the diversity, equity, inclusion are actually the white people involved in getting people up down the Underground Railroad. It's actually the white people helping the slaves go up. And of course, not talking about slavery, because that would be equity, inclusion, I guess. So advocacy groups basically were like, this is diminishing the contributions of people of color in American history. This is rewriting history. This is not how it happened. Here's how it actually happened. We can add contributions to other folks, but let's not get rid of the original thing that what actually happened and why we're teaching this. We have taught Harriet Tubman, pointing guns in people's faces and making sure they made their way up north by her hands, and her, of course, becoming a honorary general in posthumously, going forward with that one. But there have been plenty of alterations we've talked about all over the place on these federal websites, talking about history, talking about military stuff, specifically with Tuskegee Airmen, specifically with women who have served, specifically with the Navajo code talkers who literally won the war for us, yet don't exist because apparently they were DEI hires, because they literally were the only people who could do the thing they did, talk in their language and have an unbreakable code. History is being sort of pruned and trimmed and rewritten and sort of reshuffled, and you have to be careful about that. History is a thing that should be added on to as you learn more things, but with the added on to, this is what we had before, here's something new, let's reconcile it, as opposed to, let's get rid of this big chunk of stuff back in the past, because you know what? It makes people feel bad.